We're going to tackle actually the context of the dynamic and static web applications here and those two tasks we are requested to solve today. Starting with the first one, we are required to manipulate the generation of a dynamic web solution, which is managing the context of the language. Means here we're not going to translate, but we are going to manipulate the scenario of displaying right to left or left to right context, means Arabic or English versions of our applications, using the style and utility, which is the cascade and style and sheet scripting, the CSS. And we are going to integrate the CSS within the PHP solution to manage very well the styles based on the whether it is Arabic or English version, means right to left or left to right direction. Let's tackle that and we will understand very well. First of all, we'll generate a simple HTML solution just to display a simple message. How are you? Welcome to our web page or something like that, to display a simple welcome message. And then after we'll manipulate the content by formatting. And then after, even the format will be controlled. Let's do that. Actually, I'll change the view, I believe, of the recording to the full screen. Here. Yes, great. So here immediately I'm going to just start by implementing a simple HTML page. I'm going to terminate this title. I'm going to start my body, and then after terminate everything. The title I'm going to say here, dynamic web styling. The suggestion, this is a title actually that describes what we're going to do. We're going to do a dynamic activity on integrating the CSS. Simple. So he's saying actually does give a welcome message. So welcome to our web page. Full stop. Welcome, the E is small, simple. I can do that actually, but to give it a header style, I'm gonna integrate this phrase in between an H tag given the size 1. Terminating this H1, that's good. This way, actually, I generated a simple web page that has a welcome message, and it is a title like something like that. Let me save it. I'm going to save it actually as HTML first of all. Then after, I'm going to show you some necessities. So inside the same directory, I believe. I'm going to use our same directory. I'm going to give the title dynamic style .html. Extension is .html, hypertext markup language. It's an HTML file. I'm going to change it to all here to display everything. Yes, the name is just it's user defined, no space. Saved, خلاص. Let me test it. Okay. Choose the same file. I saved the name actually dynamic, but I had to choose to write the ID even. Here is actually it's an HTML file, so the browser icon has been displayed. So this is the one. Double click it. I'm going to upload it, test it. Welcome to our web page. Yeah, it works very fine. Right click, view page source, we see our solution here, what we wrote earlier, our final solution. So it's the solution, it's correct. Let me come back, and I'm gonna just make small style on this thing here. What is the style? I'm gonna put it to be in center. So I'm gonna precede this h1 with the center tag, terminate it here at the end. Okay, great. And let me yes, moreover than that, center, not center, center, CE. Okay, moreover than that, I'm going to give it a color, the same text. I'm going to give it a color. So here, before this will come, I'm going to give a font tag, color equal, for example, red. And I terminate it after the text here. Great, so we terminate the font here. We started it here and we terminated here. Good. Let me save and see the effect of those center and font color. File, save only. I'm going to just do save here. Or I'm going to do it with the second version. Save as. I'm going to give the ID at the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Dynamic style. Just I added the ID. I just added the ID here. All and save. Great. Let me test again. Previous. Choose the file again. I'm going to say 1, 2. Here it is. Dynamic. This is the one, HTML. Double click it, upload it, test it. Here it is. It's in center of the page, and the color is red. So centered, yes, and the color has been changed to red. Did we use the style? No, we did not use the style. We used HTML tags. This is an HTML tag to put the content into a center, and also another tag with a property color. The tag is the font, and the color is red. I'm going to delete, so see here the size of the text. It is a little bit big. I'm going to delete this H1 responsible for giving the size, the header. Delete it. And I'm going to see the effect. I'm going to just save here only, save only, no save as. I'm going to give the same copy. Previous. To make you understand, huh? Okay, test. Still, actually, what did I do? Did I save the file? File save. Font, okay. File save again to be sure. Previous. Choose the file. Test it. That's be the, yes, exactly. Control F5. Just refresh. Just refresh. It will take the effect. You see the size now. See the size. Actually, it is much more smaller than the original one, than how it was looking like. I'm going to modify this length, this size also from within the font only, without the H1. After the red, another property which is the size. I'm going to give it equal, for example, 6. Size equals 6. I'm going to see. File save. File save. Let me test it again. Upload it first. Same file. Upload. Test. Refresh. Yes, the size is much more bigger than the without the H. Sorry, without the H. So the size has an effect. Again, did we use the CSS, the style, as per the request, as per the question? No, we did not use the CSS so far. We did not use the CSS so far. We are just using the simple HTML control. We are using HTML only to control the effect. The styling of this text being centered, being colored, being the size has been font size has been changed from big to small or small to big and so on, all using the HTML only. See what I'm going to do. The head here, actually I made a mistake. I did not close the head. I'm going to close it. Good. Inside the head part, after the title, I'm going to open a style tag and I close it here. Okay. This is a style block. Start and end. In between, I'm going to define. The total paragraph is P will be having a specific format. This is the P. Actually, this text here is a paragraph. It's a sort of paragraph. It's a phrase. So all the thing, I'm gonna put it inside the P. I'm gonna just eliminate this thing here. All those styles. I'm gonna delete. I'm gonna delete. I'm gonna save a third version. Save as dynamic style 2. I'm gonna say 2. Okay, all. It's a different name now. 2. I'm gonna save. I'm gonna upload it. Previous. The 2. This is the one. Double click it. Upload and test. See, left side and it's in black. This 2 now, this second one, I'm gonna modify it using the P. How? I'm gonna put this text to be inside the P tag, paragraph tag. I close it here. Great. So our paragraph is here. I'm gonna save. Only simple save. Upload it. Previous. To just see the effect of this P only. The 2, this is the one. Upload. Test. It's still the same. Refresh. Same. Nothing happened. Let's come back. Now, to this P, we are going to control all the content using the style, the CSS. Here it is. I'm going to give, first of all, just style, actually, text or font size. I'm going to say font size. Font size. I'm going to say, for example, give 1 EM, 1 electronic measurement, 1 EM, 1 electronic measurement. I'm writing something new for you, maybe, but here, what does it mean? The font size, I'm giving it the size 1 electronic measurement, EM, something like that. Actually, it vaults in the normal text. Actually, in the if we measure it, how it looks like in the Word file, it would look like as if we're just choosing 16 points. The text will be very big. It's not small, not very big, but it's big. Let's have an effect. Let's see what would be the effect. File save only is the same file. The 2. I'm gonna re-upload it. Test it. F5. No effect so far. It's not visible. It's not visible. Let me just have something different than this font size. I'm going to say color. I'm going to say color space. I'm going to say, for example, turquoise. Something new. It's a color name. It's like it's turquoise, like green or something like that. It looks like the green or like the blue in between. Let's save. Save only. Previous. Choose the same file, the 2. Upload. Test. Color has been changed. The color has been changed. See, the color has been changed into something new. It is the turquoise only. I'm going to give something else. I'm going to say text decoration. I'm going to say underline, something like that. I'm giving actually some effect on the text. File save. I'm just manipulating the CSS, no more, no less. We are not here learning the CSS, but I'm giving some features, some styles. Save, upload it again. Previous, choose the same file. Test it. Underline. Let's put it in between. Let's put it actually in the center, and let's change the font size actually. Text line. We see center or middle or something like that. And I'm going to just change this font into text, and we'll see what would the effect be. Save. That's enough, actually. We manipulate the CSS so far, but even though if I save, I repeat. Previous, choose, yes, upload, test it. Yes, it has been changed into the center. So okay, this way actually we are able to manipulate the style of the content, using the CSS only. Here we are manipulating another way. This is the third way how to manipulate the format or the style of the content using the CSS now. Using the CSS, we are reformatting the content using the CSS. The question clearly said that we need to actually here, welcome to our web pages in English. Let me eliminate this being centered. In English, it has to be set on the left. So this one I'm going to delete, because English has to be, for example, let's say it has to be on the left side only. Save. Let me test side or font size. I'm going to say this one, leave it font size. It has to be font size only, and I'm going to give it 2 electronic measurements. Make it much more bigger. No alignment left or right or center. No, just save. Come back. Previous. Upload the same file again. Upload it. Test it. Here it is. It is much more bigger, and it's in the left side. Left side. It's in the left side. Good. It's in English. Correct. See what I'm going to do. Here in the HTML tag, I'm going to specify that this page language, lang, is English. So is Arabic. The page language is Arabic. And I'm going to keep the same thing here, actually. Just save. Let me test it again. Upload it. Test it. Refresh. Still, right click, view the page source. Page is Arabic. That's good. And it is displaying the text actually as it has to be. And it's in English here, but left to right. Let me change the text only. Let me change this text from welcome to our web page. I'm going to write something actually in Arabic. whatever. مرحبا بكم في صفحتنا. whatever here actually نقطة something like that. Okay, file save only. I'm gonna just make save. Let me make file save as third page, just to preserve the other one. Let me make save as 3 all 1 and save. Great. Let me upload this 3 now. Previous. Did the 3. Upload it. Test it. It displays something strange, but it is an Arabic only. We are going to manipulate the encoding. Not now. Still, it is an Arabic, and still it is being displayed in the left to right. So I'm going to just manipulate this direction of display. It is something here now. Question only the direction. I'm going to add, as I mentioned, the language. I'm going to just mention the direction to be right to left RTL 1 dir to be RTL. That's it, simple, right to left. File save. Let me come back. Previous. The number 3, the last one. Yes, this is the one. Double click. Upload, test it. Refresh. Yes, it is being displayed in the right. View page source. Here it is, the right to left. Right to left RTL direction. Language is IR, Arabic. Those are 2 properties that they are HTML simply, and they are being utilized to indicate what is the language of the page and the direction of the text, right to left or left to right, LTR. Here in our example, the Arabic, so it has to be right to left. To make actually this text, since actually it is not shown the correct text, the correct Arabic text, I'm going to just make the use of the char set. I'm going to use the Unicode. I'm going to add something here in the head part only before the title, maybe. It's a meta tag that has actually to mention that we are going to use the unified format and specific version, something like that. And this unified formatting, unified text formatting, it has to be actually mentioned as a character set, char set equal unified text formatting. So the property in the in this format in this file is to set that the text is formatted according to some specific text which is universally recognized, and it is actually a property that sets the characters in this page, no more, no less. It's a property to make this text be visible or be readable. Let's see if it has an effect. If it has an effect, otherwise we can modify this kind of character encoding. Did I save? Let me save first. Come on. File, save. I'm going to save only the same number 3. I'm going to go previous, upload it. Number 3, yes, upload. Test it. Yes, مرحبا بكم في صفحتنا. Actually, it shows the text Arabic now. Very fine, very fine. And it's in the right only, right to left. So perfectly working as it has to be. And this way, we are manipulating the CSS. We're using the CSS to manipulate the HTML content. No more, no less. Very easy, very easy. So for a reason or another, we are going to use the PHP to manipulate the same CSS here, the same CSS which is mentioned here. We are going to use the PHP to control it. Saying that, for example, if the language is Arabic, for example, we change the color into green, into red, or something like that. Or for example, if the day is Tuesday or Sunday, for example, the color is white, something like that. For example, if we are having a GPA more than 3, we are going to display the color in blue. GPA is then less than the color of the text. If the GPA is more than 2, the color of the text would be red or something like that. So let's do something like that. So in PHP, we are going to control the CSS. This is what the request is asking us. So here, using the PHP, we are going to control the CSS. Let's do some manipulations. So let me come back here. I'm going to control the color because it's the best thing actually to visualize. I'm going to insert new line here, since actually I'm going to use the PHP to control this color. I'm going to open my PHP tag. Here, yes. I'm going to close. In between here, I'm going to just make if statement. And the if statement is, for example, I'm going to say If 1 less than 2 is strict, something, it's a test. 1 is less than 2, true. Okay, what should do? Should we do echo in between double quotation? Sorry, I'm going to say color equal color, comma, let's say blue. Semicolon. What is this 1 less than 2? It is just simple test. As if I'm writing GPA less than or greater than strict 3.0. And this GPA is a variable. So we have to start it with a dollar. As if like that. So, and since we did not define what is this GPA, I'm going to define it. Before this if, I'm going to define the GPA equals, for example, 2.5. Semicolon. Full stop. I'm going to set GPA equal to 2.5. Test color blue. I'm not going to leave this. I'm not going to delete this color. I'm going to keep it. This is the second color, and we will see now. File save. Will be the text in turquoise or in blue. Let's upload and test. Previous. Number 3, upload and test. Still in turquoise only. Still in turquoise only. It's the same color in turquoise. It does not show the blue. What does it mean? It means this test is not fulfilled. I want to change this 2.5 into 3.5 now. The GPA now is 3.5. File save only, and I'm going to upload it again. Previous. Test it. Refresh. Still in turquoise only. So here we have to check now. Actually, it has to show us the new color because the GPA is strictly greater than the 3.0 GPA. Color blue. I'm going to delete this one. I do not need it. And I'm going to use the PHP to mention whether it is or not blue or turquoise. Is if strictly less than 3. I'm going to say turquoise to check if my script is correct or not. I'm using the if only. Less than strict 3.0. Greater than or equal to 3, so blue. Either this or the other. There will be no color without the PHP now. Either the condition will be filled here or fulfilled, or here to be fulfilled. It means the color, either this or that. Either this echo or this echo. Save. Upload previous. Upload this file again. Number 3 is the same. Test. Fresh. The color is in black even. Neither blue nor turquoise. What's the problem here? Can you just discuss me what is the problem here? Why it is not having any effect? I tried the first test, the second test, I changed the color, I put all of them inside the PHP and so on. The turquoise did not have an effect. The blue did not have an effect. While actually I'm defining the GPA to be 3.5. Means it has to work here. It is greater than strict than 3. So it has to give us the color in blue. But it is not given us. Any comment, please, from you? You have to understand that we are writing PHP inside HTML content, HTML file. It does not work. PHP. Exactly, that's perfect. We cannot write a PHP inside an HTML file. It will not work. And here's the effect. See, correctly wrote the thing, there is no effect here. Nothing is infected. I'm going to just change the save of the file only. I'm not going to modify anything here. Just change the extension of the file. File save as. I'm going to change it to 4, number 4, and the extension is PHP. All. So number 4, and the extension is PHP. This is the most important. Save. I'm going to upload it again. Previous. The number 4. This is the number 4, and see even the icon has been changed. Open, upload, and test. It's in blue. It's in blue. That's perfect. It works very fine. I'm going to change the GPA to be, let's say, 2.5 here. 2.5 and here 2.5. File save. Save only. Upload it again. 2.5 is less than the 3.0. The same for number 4. Upload it. Test it. In turquoise. It's not in blue. So here we are perfectly manipulating the CSS inside a PHP tag. So we are using the PHP to control the CSS. Perfectly working, perfectly, yes. So this way actually you can control all the content of a web solution. It has to be in a PHP, and you just respect the syntax, no more, no less. I'm going to pass to task number 2. We are required to create a web solution that has 2 web pages that helps the user to do the necessary math operations, addition, subtraction, and so on, but using 2 interfaces, 2 web interfaces. Let's dig in. New notepad. I'm gonna start by creating a simple HTML file. Okay, and the head, I'm gonna just create a title. Give it the name, for example, dynamic math operations. Close the title. Okay, great. So here in the body, I'm gonna HTML has to start with a tag. Here. I'm gonna just say action equal, let's say, math.php. I'll stop there. خلاص. And I close my form. Then I'm gonna say input type, yes, text name equal number 1. Then a second input, name number 2. That's it. And then after submit button, input type equal submit. That's it here. Value, let's say value equal calculate. Let me save and see the effect of this form. Let me see the effect of this form. This is a very simple and basic form. I'm going to file save as. I'm going to give it the name, first of all, my ID, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Math, dynamic math, let's say, dynamic math. Dot, I'm going to use the PHP straightforward in order not to waste time. Yes, PHP, all resources. Save. Let me say it. Let me test it. Dynamic math, this is the one. Here it is. Okay, upload it. Test. Yes, here's the number 1. Here's the number 2. To indicate clearly what is this and what is that, I'm going to put a placeholder. It's a simple HTML also. Space, placeholder equal number 1. Write the same thing here down. At number 2 here. Placeholder means inside the text box, he will show me some hint to indicate what should I do. I'm going to save, file save only. Let me come back, previous. Choose the same file again, dynamic math, upload it, test it. See, number 1, number 2. When I write anything, it gets disappeared and only the number remains. Yes. When I delete, again, it showed me. It is a hint. It is a sort of help. Okay, number 1, number 2. Okay, now I'm going to type number 1, for example, in number here. Okay, here. Calculate. When I press calculate, it has to move me to another page. No, here. It has to move me to another page. See here. When I press, خلاص, it has been, yes, it notes very well here the page. The page is math.php. Math.php, but it's empty. Why? Because we did not create it yet. I'm going to create a page called math.php. So here, now this one works very fine. I remember the name. I have to remember the name very well because we are using a public domain. Remember your names. In my case, my ID dynamic math. To do so, I create the second one, and to avoid any problems here, I'm going to add my ID also here. So you add your ID also. You add your own ID here. So my ID math.php. I'm going to create this page here. I'm going to create a page with this name only. New notepad. Immediately, I'm going to save this file without doing anything. First of all, save as, same location. The name is 123 my ID math.php. The same name here. All, save. Simple here. So we are using two pages. This page here is where to display those numbers. The number 1 and the number 2. To do so, it's in PHP only. So I'm going to start my PHP. Okay. I'll close my PHP. In between here, I'm going to say echo $_ get the global variable here, number 1, semicolon. And the same thing for the number 2. Number 2. The get is what this form is going to submit to me. Let me save and see the effect. File, save only here. Save. And I'm going to upload this page also. I have to upload it. So I come back. Previous. Upload the page. Math. Actually, it is math only. 1, 2, 3. Math. With M. Where it is? Yes, here it is. Here it is. Choose it. Upload it. Test it. Okay, it will give me an error. Nothing is there. Nothing is there. When I see the source, nothing is there. Why? Because what does it do? It displays only what number. There is a mistake here. Number. I'll save only, and I'm going to save it. I'm going to upload it again first. Previous. Here it is. Upload it. Test it. So, okay, nothing is here. Why? Because it has to show what the form submit. The form submits number 1, number 2. I do not have to test from here. I have to upload مرة ثانية again. The first page we see the dynamic math, this one. And from here, we have to write numbers and submit them. So test, I'm going to say here, for example, any number 10. And here, 5 number. Calculate. We are in the math, and it has moved into something different. Let me just test that again. See what's the problem. Yes. No, nothing. We changed everything, actually. Let me just refresh. Be sure that it moves into... No, see here. See, we have a problem here. So I have to test it again. I have to upload it again. Dynamic math. Upload it. Test it. 5. Let me see the source to be sure. Still, it is not showing the page. It is reading the old one. Did I save? No, I did not save. I'm going to save. Yes, I have to save first. Now it will work. I did not save. Yes, upload. Test. Refresh. View source. Yes, here it is. Now the path is correct. Let me test now. I'm going to type the number 1, any number. Number 2, any number. Calculate. Here it is. 10, 5. 10 and 5. It works very fine. Now, it is not actually as per this request here, as per the question. We have to do a math operation. Means addition, subtraction, division, and things like that. So on the second page, what I'm going to do on the second page here, I want to display a different message. Echo. The sum is concatenate $_ get number 1 plus dollar underscore get number 2 semicolon, finish. This is the sum. And I'm going to do the same thing actually for the subtraction, division, things like that. Copy. Subtraction is minus here. Then the division is, for example, division is divide by. Then the multiplication is by, multiply by, star. Simple. Let me save only, save only. I'm going to save only. And upload this file, this math file, ID math. You have 2 pages, remember. I'm uploading the second now. The math, here's this one. Upload it. If I test, it will not give me anything. Remember, because we did not submit already what are the actually warning, numeric value. We do not have actually any numbers. There are warnings. We cannot test. We have to test from the first page. We have to submit numbers first. So previous, I have to upload مرة ثانية again the dynamic math. Upload, test, and from here I'm going to input any number 5 1 and calculate. Warning 5 1 warning. I have a problem here. Let me test now. Let me check what is the issue here first of all. Now they are not the same warnings, but there are issues. Numeric value encountered. Position math and on line 5. What does it mean? And again another warning. Warning. In the same file, math on line 6. Division is, and here is the message. The division is 5. The multiplication is 5. So it works for some, and for the first 2 did not work. It worked with the division is, and with the multiplication is, but it did not work with the sum and the subtraction. It did not work with the sum and the subtraction here. Line 5 1 numeric value. Okay, did I write the thing correct? Number 1, number 2. It's correct. It's correct. Let me just now write something different. I'm going to just write a parenthesis here to start and terminate the process to indicate that I'm just writing the thing in 2 groups. So yes, the same thing for the division. Sorry, for the subtraction. And that's it. Let me save now. I added the parentheses here and here for the start and end of statement. Save. Let me upload it again. Previous. Upload what? Upload the math. Upload this file where the modification have been done. The math 1 2 3 8 math is the one. Upload test again because it's nothing there, so it has to give nothing like that, and warnings because you cannot divide by 0. So let me upload the file, the dynamic math, in order to start inputting data. It's inputting numbers, many numbers. Testing, calculate. Here it is. 10 5 the numbers. Then the sum is 15. Subtraction is 5. Division is 2. Multiplication is 50. I'm going to put them in a line each. So here, after this phrase here, concatenate with a simple HTML break. Here it is. I'm copying it. Copy. It's here before the semicolon. Paste. And also I'm going to paste it here. And also I'm going to paste it here. So in all places, in all phrases, in all statements, I'm going to save only. Save only. We do not need those 2 here at the beginning. We do not need them. Just I'm going to change them to comment. See here. Comment also. So they will not be visible. I do not need them. Only those save. Only those 4 statements. Echo. That's it. Save it. خلاص. I'm going to re-upload it. the math. Here is my file. Upload. Test. The division is 0, subtraction is 0, warning for the division, we cannot divide by 0, and the multiplication is 0 because they are empty. I'm going to upload the original file, which is the dynamic math, this is the one, and test it. Yes, now I'm going to say any number, 5 by 5, okay. Sum is 10, 5 plus 5 is 10, yes. Subtraction is 0, 5 minus 0 is, minus 5 is 0, correct. Division 5 by 5 is 1, that's perfect. Multiplication is 25. It works perfectly, and it is actually perfectly given the results. So at this level, actually, if you have any questions, please raise that.